Alright, so today's video we're watching a Plat 3 support on PC playing some Mercy and Kiriko. They say this was a super intense game that was pretty even on both sides. I felt my entire team played really well, although one of my DPS ended the game with 23 deaths. There's not much to say other than there was a few great clutches and the game was so fast-paced that I never had a moment to rest. By the end of the game, I had 25,000 healing and 46 assists. For some context, I've been playing Mercy since Overwatch 1, and a few seasons ago, I rode Mercy all the way up to top 500 where I peaked. And I've been slowly dropping ever since I stopped playing her for a while, and now I'm stuck in Plat. Either I was a victim of rank inflation, or I just suck at every other hero. I swapped to Kiriko on the last round and my team said I should have stayed Mercy. I won't lie, my Kiriko was pretty bad and I know I made mistakes. I want to climb again on Mercy, but I just keep dropping. Did I throw by swapping off Mercy? Am I just meant to be a low Plat player? Any advice would be greatly appreciated. All right, so I guess we'll see. I mean, OpenQ definitely has played less to your question, but I mean, if you have fun with it, you have fun with it, right? Like, I mean, and it's a little bit off topic from the video, but like, you know, if you just enjoy playing Overwatch, whether it's mystery heroes or OpenQ, etc., like, all that matters is that you enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what matters the most. You don't have to play, like, whatever the main mode is if, like, you don't enjoy it as much. If you just have fun playing OpenQ, then play OpenQ. Have a good time. You know? I think they said that, like, 10% of the players play... So far, so good on the Mercy, by the way. Like, 10% of the players play OpenQ, which... I mean, if you think about how many players they have, it's still a good amount, so... Yeah, what's the rank? Plat. They used to be top 500 a few seasons ago. So they want to know, like, what they can do a little bit better. So far, everything's been fine. So... Is it lagging on YouTube? Yeah, okay. The YouTube stream, I don't know what's going on with it. Bam, bam, bam. Here we go. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, so far everything's been totally fine here. I don't even have anything to really go. Me? What do you mean? I'm on everyday K. Watching. I mean, I know they can damage boost more, but like even then, like it's so. I guess maybe I should look for it more, but like I look at it, I just see a bunch of damage happening to the point where they can't even like damage boost somebody. Because like damage boost is good, and like you want it to be a main part of what you're doing, but like if they're just taking 24/7 damage, the amount of damage boost value you can do is just harder to do. That's what it feels like so far. It's like. It's kind of how, like, you know how we watch, like, Kiriko sometimes, and I mention that you'll see Kiriko trying to do too much damage, and then, like, their teammates just keep dying, and then the damage means nothing? Like right there, like, there you go. Perfect damage boost on understanding the ultimate, keeping them alive. Like, that's, everything seems fine so far. I don't have anything, like, I don't look at this so far and go, oh, this is terrible by any means. Healing when needs to, understanding when they go into damage boost mode. Like, I'm pretty content so far. See how this is. So what did the Mercy do there? Let me read that part. So the Mercy pushing off for a critical health tank to heal their 90% height. Sometimes they're making you crazy. I think sometimes, like, and this is just, maybe it's because I'm so used to seeing just like the top 500 side of it. At a certain point, you have to find a balance of like, I trust that my I trust that my BAP, which, by the way, BAP is a very high tank healing type of hero, can take care of keeping the tank alive. And I think that's like where sometimes you need to find the balance of that, where you just don't pump all of your heals into like the tank as a Mercy. Like you can do that more now, but you still, you know, 10% healing reduction still. Obviously they adjusted it recently because of the DPS passive, but there becomes a balance where you would rather have your BAP taking care of the tank, and then you have your Mercy making sure that everybody else is at a good HP, and then you help with the tank. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't just want to sit there and just put your beam on the tank even when they're at critical a little bit, because like the BAP should be fine, and if everybody else is a little bit low and they want to get value, otherwise you just get stuck sitting there the whole time. Once again though, I feel like it is going to be, each rank will play that differently and what you have to do. So like if your BAP isn't doing that, then yeah, obviously it will become an issue if you just keep leaving your tank at low HP. It's very like, that's something I have to look at maybe more this game and see, right? And I can look at that a little bit more and see if I'm missing anything on like how that healing process is. There you go. Good res. Use cover for the res. So far, so good. Wait for it.
My servants never die.
Okay. D.Va goes into the damage boost for Mantra ultimate. I like what I'm seeing there. Can't do anything about the backline pressure play. You're sticking with your tank and your Junkrat, but honestly, your Mantra's fine for now. I mean, you want my take so far, chat? Playing a pretty good Mercy. Gets back in time to keep the Ramatra hopefully alive, but obviously, like, there's going to be a, you know, they were low. There's your BAP now, like. That's just a lot of damage output. I get the idea in the res. Probably could have waited an extra second, though, but I get the idea in the res. Yeah, you were gonna... I mean, honestly, like, I didn't really see anything inherently bad there. I don't know. I thought that was fine, right? Res. For me, so far, it's been pretty clean gameplay. What rank are they? Plat right now, and they were top 500 a few seasons ago on Mercy. When is the MHA collab release? October 17th. How do I know that? It said on the trailer, October 17th. Tank's a little bit low, but they're purple. Trying to keep it. Oh, this is so tough. They're making it hard on you. I can see that too. I can see the decision making there, where it's like, if everybody was just within range, it'd be 10 times easier. But instead, you have that one person who's running in by themselves. Good res. You had a good timing on the res there. You know what this feels like right now? Like if I was playing Mercy, I feel like it would just, there's so much happening right now that, like, you have to do such quick decision making. Good movement to get out of there. Like, you had this Winston on you for, like, the majority of the time, and you're still up. Like, this has been... I mean, okay. Anybody who plays Mercy might know more than me here, but that seemed pretty damn good, didn't it? Am I wrong? Like, did that not seem pretty damn good right there? And, like, how they, like, survived that for as long as they did? Like, I'm not even looking at that and going, like, oh, you could have done this. And, like, they had somebody on them the whole time. They managed to have a Winston on them, flew around the map forever, survived long enough, and it's still, and it could be just enough to be able to just win this game, right? So, like, I do want to showcase, like, where you're doing good here, because obviously if you had some moments that will end up being bad, as you said, like, these are good moments. Like, this was clean. It felt like it was tough for them to kill you. You were using cover. You were flying back and forth, and then they still couldn't save you. But, like, the point I'm making is that I felt like you did a good job at, like, surviving during that. So I wanted to point that out. So far, like, it's funny because usually I can be, you know, obviously Mercy isn't my most played either. So I definitely, you know, if I miss a thing or two, that's on me. But, like, so far it seemed pretty good. All right, got the second point. Nice. You haven't played Overwatch in years? Any new characters? Oh, yeah. I mean, it depends when the last time you played, but, I mean, if you haven't played Overwatch 2 before, then, yeah, you're already missing out on, like... How many heroes have we had since Overwatch 2? Like, 8? 9 or 10 or something like that? Because Kiriko Sojourn at the beginning? I don't remember. So... maybe 8 heroes? But yeah, there's new heroes. This is Plat. Alright. I mean, I'm seeing the balance of damage boost, too. The Mauga has decided that taking poke damage 24/7 is the play. Dude, I I wonder, you know what I'm wondering? And this is this is an early take, so let me see more of the game. But like, you did mention, good save by your BAP. You did mention that like you switched to Kiriko randomly, and like then you were like you're bad at Kiriko. I wonder if your swap ended up being like you didn't necessarily need to do it. Maybe like it wasn't like it's one of those things where I feel like you're playing well on Mercy, but at the same time, I get going Kiriko because if you go Kiriko here in this situation, it helps alleviate a lot of what they're running. So you can use cleanse, you can prevent like Mei ultimate, like there's a lot of things that you can do. I would Valk, by the way. Okay, one thing I would Valk. I would have Valk now. Valk. I would have Valked even sooner. I think you need to put the pressure of that Valk on a little bit earlier. In my opinion, I feel like you played that a little bit too safe. Also, great melee there. I love how you just like melee them. You know, it's funny because now it's a Heinz. Wait, 1v1. A 1v1 versus a Mei to get the point. Oh my! Hey, let's go! There we go! Now here's what I'll say. Obviously, it all worked out, and you won the team fight, and you clutched it. I do think you needed the Valk a little bit sooner. And the reason why, first of all, great play there. Excellent clutch. I loved, you know what I loved? My favorite part about that whole play was? It wasn't even the 1v1. It wasn't even the 1v1 with the Mei. It was the melee that they randomly did when they were in Valk. They're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna melee you. See you later. Now, what I will say, if we kind of like were to like look back at that,
ready for battle.
Like if we were gonna look back at that, right? And I'll pause right here for a second. I would have Valked sooner, and I really think you should have. I think you should have Valked sooner though. And the reason why you should have Valked sooner is because your teammates are getting low, and you need to put that pressure on them. And sometimes it's not even about like how it's gonna like be for your teammates right away. It's more about. You ever, like, play a rank game in the other Mercy Valks and, like, the reaction you have to have immediately when you see a Mercy Valk is, like, different because you realize, okay, they're going to be able to heal them up a little bit more. They're going to be it's going to be hard to deal with. So I think that, like, that might alleviate some of the pressure on your teammates during that. And then it could have just led to, instead of you having to 1v1 a Mei, you just win the team fight straight up because you had the map control initially. So, you know, but once again, you're doing a pretty good job when, like, I have to overanalyze it by telling you that, like, you needed the Valk a couple seconds sooner. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with that, right? Anyway, here we go. No, I don't think that would change the head hitbox, no. I don't think that would ever do that. Could be wrong, though. Alright, damage boosting. So far, so good. Everybody live. Okay, and chat could agree or disagree here, but I don't feel like they're a Plat Mercy. And I think like one of their main questions was it due to like the rank inflation that was in the game? And like I from what I've seen so far mechanically, I don't think they're a Plat Mercy. Like their survivability, their understanding of like going back and forth, like it's if you're wondering if like you should be just like stuck in Plat right now, my answer to that is no. I don't think so. I think you'll climb back out for sure. Now the next question though is when you switch Kiriko, I want to see why and I want to see where your Kiriko's at, because obviously as you start to climb, you know, you're gonna at times you may have to go a little bit more hero variety. You don't have to, but like it can help if it's like based off of certain team comps, right? So I'm curious to see. Here we go. Yeah, there's teams getting rolled. Yeah, they used to be top 100. The movement, yeah. I mean, the movement's it's funny because like people always like say stuff, like different, like you're talking about playing Mercy, but like I've played obviously playing top 500 for like a long time now. Mercy's movement in like playing against a really good Mercy is very apparent. Like and what I mean by that is like it will be so hard to get a kill on a Mercy. And, like, how many people they'll survive and keep alive and then just, like, be able to res mid-team fight while also surviving and putting that pressure on. It's very obvious when you have it in your game. Because, like when you get the top 100, like, a lot of, like, you like, need that movement to be able to consistently survive as Mercy. And, like, yeah. So, I actually like your Valk to go to the point here and, like, survive. I actually like this. It's a really good idea. Even if you lose this team fight, I'm okay with it, but yeah, you're winning it, I think. Yeah, your Soldier 76 almost just rolled your whole team. Good decision on resin the BAP. I'd rather have the BAP alive there. You go, what do you mean? But you have another DPS. Let's be honest here. BAP is a DPS, except you also have heals. I res the BAP 10 out of 10 times there. I mean, okay, I'll start paying attention to the tank's HP for you, because I do see you bringing it up quite a bit. I guess I'm just so used to that, like, if I have a Mercy in my game, I just know to play more with, like, how my BAP will be able to heal me more than, like, relying on my Mercy to keep me topped off and, like, heal me up to full. You know what I mean? But I will do my best to look a little bit more at the tank, okay? I mean, like for example, like if that's a point you're referencing, I still feel okay. Like if you're referencing like that point right there, I think one thing I'm noticing in that situation is it becomes really difficult for the Mercy to have to fly into the Orisa on the side of the stairs here, because what ends up happening is if the Mercy flies in there a little bit too early to go heal the Orisa's dead. The Orisa's position is already bad to begin with, because naturally what you want to do here as the tank is to disengage backwards into cover rather than disengage into their or engage into their team and use their cover, right? That's what happened here. So this is going to be one of those situations where trying to heal the Orisa would have been difficult. So what they did, well, actually, the way the Mercy played that I kind of liked, where you try to keep the Orisa alive to kind of force the other team to have to turn around, and then you get the res off on the Orisa to hope that will be enough. Now, did the res on Orisa need to happen? No, but when they have the Zarya and the Mei alive, I definitely think having the Orisa up will be better. Even if the Mercy dies, because your BAP is still alive, that was resed earlier, that would put you in a 3v2. And then when it puts you in the 3v2, although it looks like the Juno's back now, so it's a 3v3. I would rather have the Orisa BAP Soldier combo than have the Mercy in the back here with the Soldier and the BAP, because more than likely they'll lose. So, actually ended up being played fairly well from what I saw there. But, like, yeah, that's why it would have been tough to heal the tank fully right there. So, on that one. Because it's just like they had to engage in. But keep in mind, Doug, that's not saying that you're incorrect in other areas, by the way. This is just showing this specific team fight. So keep that in mind. It's not going to be like, oh, you're always wrong in this situation. They said that's not what we're going at with there. This is more of like, I'm showcasing each situation that I'm looking at the tank at low HP to maybe kind of help with like where that decision making can get better or where it's good. Does that make sense? Okay, here we go. That's fine. That's totally okay. Listen, I'm not. It doesn't upset me one bit on that type of stuff. I'm not. Chat knows me well enough by now. Surviving. You have the right idea here. Looking to damage boost the aggressive play. Everything's fine. Easy team fight. Correct play. Okay, so just so you know, chat. The reason why, and you'll see a lot of, and I'm sure a lot of Mercies do it, but in that situation, when you Valk, if you win a team fight, don't heal anybody. And you go, what do you mean? Obviously, they ended up like getting healed up by the BAP or like regen their HP. But when you Valk and then like you win the team fight and your teammates are low HP, wait to do that. And the reason why you wait to do that is because you get L charge after. So like it just leave them at like lower HP and then you will heal them up so you get more percentage towards your next Valk. Obviously, they were full, but that was just a little side note. You'll see Mercies do that a lot, where like they'll have like 5 or 4 teammates at like 30% HP, but they won the team fight with the team kill, and they wait, and then they heal again to get more support L charge. So, it's a good way to be able to build that up. Alright. Very aggressive Orisa. Can't do anything about that. Yeah, this is just a, they have a lot of ultimates, your team doesn't, and they won the team fight. I don't even think there's a way you win that team fight outside of getting early picks and alleviate and maybe getting a bad ultimate out. So, did what you could, survived, got your Valk to 65. Yep, I'm fine with that.
That's the healing skill.
Yep.
Checking in.
Line up top left, going for the res, using cover. Smooth. Getting out of time. Falcon here because you want to AoE heal the team. I think there's gonna be. All right, I'm gonna give you some. I'll give you some like it's almost like game theory or like advice in this one. And this comes to like the next level of like what can help you a lot. Try to track ultimates. And what I mean by that is if you know they just used a few ultimates to take the point and then they use more ultimates to take it there, I would actually try to just save your Valk for like a retake situation because I don't think you're going to be able to keep them up through that graph. If your BAP lamp can't do it, there's a good chance they're probably going to be able to shred through that. So I would rather in that situation just keep ult economy going. And you had mentioned like, you know, you've been in top 100 all that stuff too. So like one thing that you could do as a support is start to pick up a little bit on like tracking ultimates and like being like, okay, we know they have this. I'm not going to use my Valk yet. We're going to need this later on. Because that was a situation where unless your team was willing to counter ult them and they weren't because they already lost the team fight, you just wait on Valk. You know what I mean? Just wait on the Valk.
My duty is
Yep.
being done. Hello, I'm here to support.
Okay. That's why tracking ultimates become very key. And you can track ultimates in any rank. It's not easy, but if you're within like a 20% accurate, like say like, that's just a good play by them. But your Cassidy popped off there with a high noon anyway, so you win that. And you're able to get your heals back up again. Nice. If you can track ultimates at any rank, it can be super helpful because you know when to use your ultimates or what to expect. And when you know what to expect, it becomes a lot easier to position. So I definitely would recommend like, I definitely would recommend like starting to track ultimates a bit more, especially when you're playing support. It can be super helpful for everybody else. Like, okay, they have this. I know not to use this, and it makes the decision making a lot easier when you know what they have. So, and you don't need to be accurate either. Like I said. If you go, oh, they have Mei ultimate, and they're at 80%, let's be honest. They have Mei ultimate, right? Like, it's gonna happen, like, sometime soon. You got a little bit ambitious with your position in here. This is the classic, it's end of the team fight. We went in aggressively. I did like how you were positioned before. I would have rather see you kind of end up more here than here, because you end up getting killed because of it. You just were a little bit too ambitious with that, so.
Almost ready.
To the wave. Hey, you gotta go for it, right? I would go for just a Valk right away. Correct play. Try to damage boost your Winston if you can here. Just for a minute. It doesn't matter. They hit a good perp when your Winston jumped away. Yeah, you're not winning this. There's a 0% chance you're winning that team fight. Now, the only thing left you can do here is res somebody so they get an extra death. There you go. Perfect. There you go. Yep. You know what? You did everything correctly there. You know, you did everything correctly. It was a lot. You know, gotta get that res off to make sure you have the extra death for the take. All right. I mean, that was gonna happen. That was gonna happen. Oh man. They're running Zarya, Genji, Ana, Juno, Mei. I mean, okay. So I think this is around the time where you end up switching Kiriko, I bet. And honestly, I can see why Kiriko would be good in that situation based on what they're running. You can ruin a lot of their ultimates and like a lot of their play. This is a tough one. So for the person wondering like, what do they do there with the tank HP? I'm gonna be honest with you. And you had mentioned earlier, because I was looking there. It would have been really hard for them to even remotely keep that D.Va alive with the way the D.Va's playing. So could the Mercy have put like the beam on the D.Va there? Yeah. You know what their ult charge would be right now? About 63%. You want to know why it would be about 63%? Because that D.Va would be out of mech. Because no matter what that D.Va's doing right there, regardless of like what's happening, their position is really rough right now. So, like, for example, if I'm playing D.Va there, and obviously I've made this mistake a few times on D.Va, so this is how I know. It's like, if I'm playing D.Va here, and then I see this comp, I'm flying out. And I'm playing different angles, or I'm going, I can't play D.Va here, right? Because, like, it's just, like, I'm looking at what they're doing. What I would do as D.Va is I would just go up here, fly over the top, and now I'm behind them, and I wouldn't play frontline. See? Like, see the difference there? This D.Va just stands on the card. There's no way the Mercy would be able to keep him alive. You have the DPS attacking you, which reduces healing by 10% to begin with. There's just no way the Mercy would be able to keep this tank alive if they just stand there. So, what I would do as D.Va there, actually, is go over here, fly over the top, and now I'm behind the Ana, and this alleviates some of the pressure. If they all turn back, guess what? Back over here again. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you do want to play D.Va here, you use the map and how you can, like, use this mobility to go around the map like this to make everybody else turn around. If they don't turn around, you get a free pick on Ana. I love how we went from a Mercy VOD to me to explain what you would do on D.Va here. Point being is I wouldn't sit here and face tank the Zarya. I could still win against the Zarya, but I'm not going to face tank the Zarya because that's playing into what the Zarya wants, not how you should play. So anyway, for the person who would ask about, like, handling that, so that's what I'm saying. It's like their tank is being very aggressive, and it becomes a lot harder to keep that tank alive. So sometimes you have to find a good balance of keeping them alive. And remember, the reason why they're able to keep the baby D.Va up a lot easier is because the baby D.Va has a small HP pool. So, like, getting the D.Va back up to full from 150 HP as baby D.Va in comparison to, what, 700 HP on D.Va is a lot different. So you're eventually going to get grinded down, and with a much larger hitbox, you're going to fall over, right? So there you go. Tank, Tanuk, thanks for the 6 months of the British Prime. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. There you go. One for a huge res. What rank is this? This is in Plat. Good Val, good res. Trying to keep him alive. You're once again the tank there too aggressive. Tank there too aggressive. Yeah, I think you lose this. Yeah. That wouldn't matter, by the way, chat. Even if the Mercy didn't fly off the point there, it was already over. I mean, the good news is you got it around the corner. Like, this is one of those maps that, like, you would definitely want to get it around the corner more than anything else, so I'm totally fine with that. But I can definitely see where there's a little bit of a problem with, like, you know, it's just, I know why you went Kiriko now. Because you see all of that and you go, okay, if I go Kiriko here, Kiriko's not my strongest hero, but, like, this is a hero. And keep in mind, this is a decision you can make sometimes, right? And this is why it's good to have, like, another pick sometimes that, like, may not be your strongest hero, but a hero you can be somewhat, like, comfortable on to, like, an extent. And the reason why you do this is because, like, you have a minute, right? So if you're going to play a full 20-minute game, yeah, your Kiriko may not be up to par of what you would normally want to do on Kiriko. But, like, you know, if you can play a hero you're okay at for a minute and bring utility that would prevent any type of ultimate, I can see the value of that, right? You're like, okay, this might not be a bad play. I like this. This can work. And Doug, that's okay. It's a part of the learning process, and also, Doug, there's a chance you might have been correct in some of those situations too. It's just I wasn't looking for that at the time. So, you know, every game's different with how it's gonna play. You know, some of the advice we give could change for each game too. So, yeah. Okay, here we go. The Mercy gameplay I thought has been good. I don't have too many complaints about it outside of a couple things we talked about, but, like, using your ult a little bit earlier and, like, you know, being a little bit too ambitious with position. But, like, this was the real, like, they want to know, should they have swapped off of Mercy or stayed Mercy here? And this is where we're going to find out. Let's see. I mean, that's on your Junkrat. Taking damage there. Ooh, good cleanse. Nice reaction to go right over the wall right away. Sometimes players will just, like, stand at the Mei wall and be like, well, that's it. So, good job recognizing that. Checking back on the DPS. Yeah, so far so good. Looking there. Okay. This is a... There's some... This is like a team effort there. Remember that you still have teammates, so when you sleep somebody, you need to find the balance of, like, okay, let one of us kill this hero while we also make sure our Reinhardt's okay. Now, once again, your Reinhardt's playing a little bit too aggro. I'm not sure if they were to survive that, but when your Ana sleeps the Genji, and then the Ana looks at the Genji, and then the Kiriko looks at the Genji, and then the soldier looks at the Genji, what's going to happen to the Reinhardt? They're going to fall over, right? So just be careful of that in the future. Of, like, if they sleep somebody, you know, if your soldier's there, let your soldier take care of them. And if your soldier fails at that, well, then that's not your fault, right? Like, that's not going to be on you. So, Anyway.
Come here. I can heal you.
Fall back! My ultimate is charging.
There you go.
My ultimate is charging.
Payload's on the move. Let's stop it.
No alt yet either.
Just Tyson.
Rough cleanse, but that's because you didn't know what you wanted. That was one of those. Yeah, you hecked up. Okay, so that cleanse was like the make or break there. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think it would have made a huge difference. I think they had too many ults on you at that point. But yeah, you need to. At that point, you need to recognize. Here's my take on this one. At that point in that game, you need to recognize they have a bunch of ultimates, and your cleanse is going to be the one thing that could win the team fight for you. Obviously, they had a bunch of ultimates, like, so it was going to be tough, but like, I'd rather see you do that. Remember this sometimes, because this is something that I do, and I still am trying to improve at this. If your teammates decide to go and be they're out of position and try to take 1v1s that aren't advantageous to them, that's on your teammate, not on you. Yeah, but I mean, even when they're like that, honestly, natural, if they just looked at their Reinhardt that whole time and then cleansed their Rein, they would have it also, right? I'm not even worried about the kunai there because I'm not even joking. If they'd save that cleanse and cleanse the Rein during the Mei ultimate, they have their ultimate right away based off of the healing you get from just cleansing. Like, you're just going to straight up just have it. So the point I'm making here is if your Junkrat decides to go to the left-hand side, you either need to be decisive and immediately save them, or you just let them get rolled there. That's on them at that point. And what happened there is you were like, should I save my Junkrat? 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 And by the time you made the decision to save the Junkrat, you hecked up your cleanse, and that was that. You went with downtime? I can see that. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Right? Like, you just hecked up. So, was that the reason why you lost? No. Could it have helped win the team fight? Yes. I think it could have led to the possibility of your teammates being able to chain ultimates and survive the initial burst here. So, you want my take, though? Your teammate said you should have stayed Mercy here? I disagree. I actually think Kiriko was the correct swap for this last 1 minute. And I think that if you would use your Suzu correctly here, this last team fight goes a little bit differently. I'm not saying that it goes in favor of your team, but I don't think it goes as clean and as like quick as it does for the other team. So next time, I think just the one thing I would really work on with your Kiriko is, when you're at full HP, find that damage output if you can. You don't have to if like your teammate's taking damage. Use your cleanse for the important moments, right? Your Junkrat going out of position, that's not on you. And if you are going to save your Junkrat there, be decisive about it. Like, you just do it right away. That's your play. That's what you're doing. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you just waited. Your Suzu ended up being wasted. They Mei ulted. They did all these ultimates. Your teammates all have these ults that you're just about to have. So next time, that's what I would do. Mercy gameplay seemed fine to me. I think you'll climb out of Plat. I don't think you're in Plat. I actually think that you just need to... Real talk, I think you're good enough to climb. Now, you got this, is basically what I'm going to say to that. You can go and climb. Play like you have been playing, and you will climb. Clean up the Kiriko gameplay a little bit on that one, but even your Kiriko wasn't as bad as you put it out to be. Your Kiriko seemed fine to me. Is it going to be as good as your Mercy right now? No. But, like, did I see good moments on Kiriko? Yeah. So, hey, if you want to start playing a little bit more Kiriko and start to learn the hero a bit more, I think you're on the right track already to begin with. So, all right? Anyway, you got this. You absolutely got this. If you like this video, make sure to the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubers you haven't, leave a comment. All of that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. You'll see my Discord. That's where you do that. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch app below the webcam, also stream on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. We have a lot of fun here. With that being said, I hope you have an amazing day/night.